Good morning, everyone. Today we're going to be turning lemons into lemonade. So tune in for this one. We're going to go 3 segments to this show. Some of the drawbacks when we don't apply this metaphor, what are the benefits when we do, and for journaling, just self-reflection, and so many other things that we try to help you in your own situation. I got a nice list of questions for you that you can keep, write about, expand your thoughts on, create content on, so you can turn lemons into lemonade this morning. Cheers, folks. It's going to be a good one. Let's get it. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Dr. Tanner Morning Show, where we go over tips, tricks, ideas, and exercises that'll make you the absolute best person you can be, not only for yourself, but for the people you love and care about most. Good morning, everyone. Today, we're going to be making some lemonade. Have you heard this metaphor before? It's one of my favorites, and it's something that I personally, I'm a forgetful person. I need reminders. I think we all need reminders. So we're going to turn some lemons into lemonade. Lemons into lemonade. I wanted to do this show in 3 pieces. So first, we're going to talk about the pros. What are some of the pros? What are the benefits, Tanner? What's the carrot for applying this metaphor? Additionally, we're going to talk about some of the setbacks. So setbacks, because when we don't apply this metaphor, there's some consequences. Turns out there's pros, there's the good and there's the bad, maybe a little bit in everything we do. It's never all good or all bad. But we are going to, a few of the key words I think I wanted to highlight is like our mindset and the framing that we have. The mindset and the framing that we have. So let's start with the good stuff. Let me get a new piece of chalk. How's everyone doing this morning? We feeling good? We feeling maybe getting our coffee ready? Maybe we got a journal going, or maybe we're already working. We're already getting right to it, and we just want to turn some lemons into lemonade today. That's our core focus, lemons into lemonade. So what are some of the pros? What are the pros? You become, when you are able to really, essentially, if we're talking, let's peel this back a layer. What does lemons into lemonade really mean? I think it's making good out of a bad situation, right? This is probably a common meaning that most of us carry, or at least that's my core interpretation of, is making the best out of a bad situation, turning a negative experience into a positive one. So making the bad into the good. So what are the pros of this? I would say growth. How do we grow? How do we grow? I think it's through discomfort. This is something we talk a lot about on the show, but maybe there's something that's really been bugging you lately. I know for me, whether it's like planning out vacations, having something really fun to look forward to, or struggling, like really reframing sales and handling that and improving, thickening my skin and just getting better with this. There's a lot of growth in this when we're able to turn those lemons. So maybe for sales, it's, I'm getting a little rejected, but I'm hearing what people are saying. I'm seeing the patterns, and I'm learning the objections that I can use to bring to the table. Well, because it's usually not what people are telling us that's really bothering them. It's something behind that. So we got to try and get to it. But the growth stage rarely comes without a little bit of discomfort. We got to have some of the lemons, some of the sour taste of the lemons in order to make the lemonade of, say, a talented individual, someone with skills. Skills. Without lemons, we don't get the skills as we go through life. So keeping the skills. A word that I really like is just being flexible, being a little more flexible in our mindset, how we show up. And the show, we talked about happiness. And I really like that episode on happiness that you can go back and you can watch it on our live streams and stuff. But just this gap between our expectations and the reality of the situation. I think just reaffirming our expectations and not having such high expectations for everyone around us all the time. I know that's always frustrated me in the past. You should have been doing this and you acting like this, and this institution, that's wrong, and they shouldn't be acting like that, and this and that. And then my expectations are off, and where's the gap at? And I feel sad. I feel sad, and that's my reality, and that's no fun. So some of the pros of adopting this mindset of turning lemons into lemonade is we get to grow. We get to grow, and there's nothing better, baby, than like just knowing that you're growing not only for yourself, but like we talk about so much, the people we love and care about most. We're gaining skills. We're gaining skills as we grow, and we're staying flexible, adaptable, because it ain't slowing down, folks. Technology is only getting started. Shit's about to get crazy in the decades to come. You think these smartphones are cool. Wait for what else is about to be coming out in the years to come. So we need to stay flexible, adaptive, or else we're going to get left in the dust, not only with our mindsets, but just like our bodies and how we respond to situations. So these are some of the pros. These are some of the goods. Well, with some of the good, unfortunately, there comes some of the bad. Lemons, this is the lemons part of it. So what are some of maybe the setbacks of just, it's just like negative moments? You know that person who's always able to turn something into the negative? Oh, it will literally be this. I was doing research this morning. I was reading this nice article, and this guy was talking about, it was a nice sunny day in New York, and New York's notorious for having terrible weather. And the weather plays a big role in most people's attitudes. I know it has me for a very long time. Either way, it was a nice sunny day in New York. New York has nice summers. And when it came, he said, but it's not going to last long. The winter's coming. It's not going to last long. It's supposed to rain the rest of the week. Or there's an institution that there's a company that helps give money to these people and it helps support them and stuff like that. It's a government agency essentially. And they're like, they give this man like $1,000 a month. And he's like, it's just $1,000 a month. That's just not enough for a living wage. It's like, dude, they are giving you $1,000 a month. Sometimes for people, it's just not enough, never enough. And when you focus on the lemons and you don't turn those lemons into lemonade, folks, these can turn into negative moments. That is our first setback. So I think the second one for setbacks, when you focus too much on the lemons, people quit. People quit. What is the number one? What is the only true way to fail in life? What is the only true way to fail? I believe the only true way to fail in life is when you quit, when you give up, when you throw in the towel. This is when you have given. You hear so often, failure's not a bad thing. Have you heard that before? I believe literally every single personal development book I've ever read, they're like, failure's good, failure's good, failure's good. And it's like, okay, I got it. It still blows, but the huge setback with this lemon, the lemons, the sourness, the tart, it just eats away at you through more negative moments, and what? Until you quit. So this is one of the drawbacks, folks, we must watch out for. I'm really trying to squeeze these lemons, turn it into lemonade so I can grow, build the skills, be flexible for the life I truly want to live. And I can only hope that you will do the same as we get rid of these negative moments. How long are you going to let these lemons punish you? How long are you going to let these thoughts torment you and ruin your present moment, the only thing we truly have this morning as we get through the morning? So negative moments and turning into the ultimate sin of the entrepreneur. The ultimate sin of the entrepreneur is quitting. No one likes a quitter. We don't like that. There's nothing wrong with pivoting. And that's for a whole nother episode. Like if you're miserable with your job, like get a new job. But like quitting on your dreams just because stuff's getting tough. It's so tough. Every situation's different. But more on that at another time. The negative moments leading to people quit, the ultimate sin of entrepreneurship. Kind of just like looking over my my notes. There's something a setback that I wanted to highlight. This is the last one. Is this feeling stuck? Feeling stuck. It's like this when you focus, when you're not able to turn lemons into lemonades or essentially make a good situation out of a bad one, it's like you're stuck. There's nothing you can do. You're just flat out effed, like you're screwed. And it's like, what? Is that really how I want to live my life? Is just be stuck in the mud along the way and have this glue that other people, usually most lemons come from other people. Most lemons come from other people. And we're going to let these other people put glue on our feet and I'm just stuck. I can't move or anything. So you can see how when I say these words out loud in the shows and stuff, because folks, I still do all this time. I do this all the time. I focus on lemons. It's part of being human, right? Survival, evolution, all this kind of stuff. But when we can raise our awareness that, okay, I got to turn these lemons into lemonade because I'm losing my mind here. So, all right, turning my lemons into lemonade so I can avoid being stuck, so I can avoid quitting, and I can just avoid these negative moments. So we went over some of the pros. We went over some of the setbacks. What are some questions? So let's dive into some questions. I like this one. This one's my favorite. So we're getting into the cues section. You can use these in your notes. You can go over these again whenever you want. You can ask them to a friend or a family member. You can ask me. You can comment on the chat, something, whatever you want to do with these questions. They're freebies for you. But the first one I really like is, what am I learning? What am I learning? So this is the highlight, the part of the growth, and to build skills and stay flexible, right? These questions are a compass, a guide to send us into the right direction. So I like that first question of, what am I learning? Say, in this experience, in this moment, life gives you lemons. What are you learning? Because we have to take this information. Information is powerful. Information turns into intelligence. Intelligence turns into higher quality of life. This is the hierarchy of evolution, and we want to use this in our favor, not to hurt us, but to help us. What am I learning in this situation? Maybe we can think of that. Maybe I need to call at a different time. Maybe I need to approach somebody in a different way. Maybe it's my tone. Maybe it's my body language. Maybe there's something that I can be learning, and we want to approach that. All right. All right, need another piece of chalk. We're rolling right through. I'm looking over my notes. I had a bunch of questions, but I want to pick my favorites. How can I reframe the situation? So our second question is, how can I reframe? How can I reframe? Gosh, I love that word, that question, reframing it. I mean, Viktor Frankl, shout out to one of the best books ever, Man's Search for Meaning. But he was able to take the good out of literally being in the Holocaust. That's horrible. Like, how is that even possible? But there's this awesome quote from, is he a writer or whatever? I was reading in the article this morning. Jim Milton, I think his name is. Either way, the quote is that a man a man in his mind can make a heaven of hell, but he can also make a hell of heaven. Something along those lines. Like, you can, whether you're in a good situation or a bad, like, you can reframe this powerful word. You can reframe the situation. So how can I reframe this into a positive situation? Is your coworker being an asshole? How can we turn this around? Does it really bother you that bad? Does it? Is this something that really needs to be addressed? Is that true? There's a special word called catastrophizing. This is when And I do this all the time. So we're never going to run a marathon in 0 minutes and 0 seconds, but just reducing our time as we're becoming better. Catastrophizing. I am making the worst out of the situation. This isn't going right, so they're going to come after me for this. Then they're going to take all this, and then they're going to throw me in jail for 30 years, and then I'm going to get raped in prison, and all these horrible things just do. And our mind just keeps, like the current of a river, just keeps rushing down, and we never get off to the side of the bank to really look at what's going on. Okay, maybe it's like that. Okay, maybe I can talk to this person and get help with this. But catastrophizing is something that has really plagued my mind for a long time, and I'm working on. But I come back to our question is, how can I reframe this into a positive one? How can I reframe for a second one? Awesome. Okay, I kind of alluded to this one. So what resources do I have? What resources do I have? A lot of the times why I personally have felt like I have lemons in my life and I haven't been able to squeeze the juice to make some delicious lemonade is because I didn't take the time to realize the resources I had. I felt helpless. I felt helpless. Whenever we feel helpless, I think we're kind of like, think of like a shelter animal who's in the corner, like they feel helpless and they don't know, are they more or less likely to bite you? They feel defensive and helpless and scared and all these. And when our mindset's in this idea of being helpless and we don't address the resources we have. So I ask you today, if you have a situation, you got a bunch of lemons and it's tastes and sour as shit and it sucks, what resources do you have? What people can you get involved? Who can help you with this situation? We've heard this phrase before, no man is an island. Nobody does it on their own. I mean, shoot, without my family, my girlfriend, my mom, my grandpa, without like all these people, like this ship don't sail, folks. So it's like, what resources can I bring in to help me sail along the way? Awesome. All right. So first one, what am I learning? How can I reframe the situation? What resources I have to help better the situation? We're going to do one more. How about, who can I reach out to? I don't like that question that much. How can I use this? Okay. What small step? Okay, yeah. What is just one small step I can take today? Take today. What is one small step I can take today? Okay. Final question, and I always love a question that wraps this baby puppy up with some action today, because there's enough. If you're talking about getting growth, skills, and flexibility, there's nothing even comparable to taking action in our lives. And this is something that I've struggled the most with. It's by far the hardest thing to do, is to get started and take action on things we need to do. So, but if we're not sure what resources or how to reframe it or what we're learning, if we can take these first 3 questions and get some good answers, I think we can really boil it down and just be brave and be like, all right, what's one step to turn these lemons into lemonade? What is one step? Is it reading 10 pages out of your book? Is it making one phone call to someone you love and care about? Maybe it's making one phone call to someone who can help you out in your situation. What is that one step that we can take today to just take that weight off of our chest? Remember, folks, exhaling on our breath is always a chance to let go for free. But what is one small step I can take today? So, for example, sales. I really want to get better at sales, doing research at sales, but at the end of the day, it is just practice. It's practice, folks. So just calling a couple people, putting myself out there, saying, I want to help you. This is what I do. I want to help you. Would you be interested in this? And just put yourself out there, give it a chance. And every time I do this, I feel everything just calm down a little bit. I think the stress, yesterday we were talking about stress and how stress gets us all riled up and there's a bunch of health stuff in it. But if we can turn our lemons into lemonade, I think we can take a moment, have more beautiful, positive moments. We can really grow as individuals, build skills as individuals, and be flexible for as life being life, right? Sometimes you get some lemons, but like on this one, we're going to turn it into lemonade. Cheers, folks. I hope these 4 questions were helpful. You can always come back and rewatch these. They're all on our YouTube channel. This was episode 400. This is 494. 494, by God. I can't even remember the damn numbers anymore because we're getting up there so high. But you're the consistency king, the king of authentic content. Here's your coach, T-Dog. I love these questions. I really like this idea of squeezing the lemons and making some delicious lemonade. And hopefully it's a fresh reminder for you to do the same today. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. And in case you needed to hear it, I love you. You're a badass. You got this. You can turn those lemons into lemonade and have a wonderful, wonderful day. Cheers to you all, folks. I'll be here live again tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you enjoyed this video, it means the world to me. Give it a like. Share it on one of your social medias. It really helps spread our positive messaging to help hopefully more people have a better day. Thanks, folks. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace out.